Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Wow, look on the screen. It says Americans have been grappling with higher food costs since 2021. To get relief, some are turning to credit cards, buy now, pay later programs, or payday loans. But those balances can be difficult to pay down due to a higher cost of living. So they're using credit cards to do what? Americans are going into debt to buy groceries. Here's why those balances can be difficult to pay down. So keep in mind, going into debt to buy food already can't afford to rent the mortgages. But you know what? In the meantime, in between time, they calling him Sleepy Joe. Well, to me, Sleepy Joe seems cognizant though. He's aware of this. At the last minute, look at this. Biden team prepares to rush last minute aid to Ukraine. It says the White House wants to rush more weapons to Ukraine, but the next president could halt the shipments. Now, hold on. We haven't even had the inauguration. Donald Trump hasn't even stepped into office, and didn't Putin already announce he's willing to have a discussion? Hello? Why is that? Man hasn't eat. He hasn't been sworn in. Did you hear about Putin? I call him sometimes Pooty Poo. You hear about him, Vladimir? Why you don't want to discuss with this administration? Let me guess. Maybe he considers a different force is coming. So keep in mind, Americans going into debt to buy some groceries, to buy food to eat. Look at this lady just holding her head. Oh my goodness, my grocery bill. Ridiculous. It says many shoppers have been shocked by what they pay at the grocery store checkout. Listen, Trump son was just talking about he filled up his SUV, paid $130. You think? And that's the wealthy. So imagine the rest of us. Here it says food prices shot up amid broader inflation in recent years and remain high for many staples. As consumers struggle with elevated food costs that can lead to unpaid debt balances. And what are they doing? Charging up groceries, food on credit. Now, let's talk about how much was given to the Ukraine. How much? Last minute aid to Ukraine. Why? Got to make sure they're all taken care of, huh? Got to make sure they get those weapons in. Scrolling down, I believe the amount that he signed. Again, Sleepy Joe seems pretty cognizant though. $61 billion. The Biden administration is planning to rush the last of over, I'm sorry, not 61. This says 6 billion remaining in Ukraine security assistance out the door by inauguration day. So I just saw a news report, which I hope they correct that because they said 61 billion. This article here says 6 billion. So I'm going to go with the article that I'm reading now, okay? Because I didn't record the news that I saw earlier. So again, the Biden administration is planning to rush the last of over $6 billion remaining in Ukraine security assistance out the door by inauguration day as the outgoing team prepares for the weapons flow to end once President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Has the outgoing team prepared for the housing market, the homeless era to begin? That Americans are facing like right now and will continue to face this year and next year. The food shortages. People can't afford the food. They can't afford to pay for it. So imagine a food desert. You got to travel more so to get food. Then the food is also high. $6 billion. And they said, oh, the money's already allocated. How much has been allocated for American workers? Again, I thought about that. All these people, and I've been saying, I'll continue to say it, all these people laid off from these jobs Have replaced that income. Many are underemployed. What happened to those when they get people get like unemployment? And again, it's not going to affect me in case somebody's like, "Oh, you want honey? I'm not a W-2." Okay, so I'm not talking about for me. But what about the people that are working and the unemployment benefits have ended and still can't find a job? America's sitting up here, someone working 2 and 3 jobs, 3 part-time jobs. What? They're just working hard, trying not to starve. So he's planning to rush over the last $6 billion remaining in Ukraine security assistance. See, that's one thing I have a problem that Americans don't have right now. And as I said before and said again, Donald Trump is not going to wave, in my opinion, some magical wand that's going to go zap, zap. We're not at Disney where they do the little sprinkle thing, when those kids get those expensive outfits. Not going to wave some magical wand. Okay? And the magical wand is going to bring your job back. It ain't going to happen. That magical wand is going to get your house back, get the house payments caught up. Again, rushing the $6 billion lets you know where the priorities lie. The plan, described by 2 administration officials who were granted anonymity to discuss internal matters, is the only option the White House has to keep sending equipment to Ukraine to fight off continued Russian offenses. But the problems are immense. It normally takes months for munitions and equipment to get to Ukraine after an aid package is announced, so anything rolled out in the coming weeks would likely not fully arrive until well into the Trump administration. And the next commander in chief could halt the shipments before they're on the ground. I bet that's what's going to happen. Just my thought. $6 billion, rushing it over. Unbelievable. Here, I'm going to skip down. It says, we've been sending whatever industry can produce each month, but the problem is you can only send these things as they are produced. So they're going to dip into the stockpile, people, and send the equipment more quickly. But here's my thing. I have a question. See, 2 words are missing from the average Americans' our lives: security and assistance. 2 things are missing for Americans, in my opinion: security and assistance. There's no assistance and there's no security. All these jobs that are gone. They're not, by the way, Tesla, interesting. I saw this morning, today's date is November 12th. I saw this morning, the stock is at 360, 361, 362. And then I guess I'm selling pre-market at 359, but wow. Not bad. I sold and I went back in at 300. So I'm a happy camper. I do have friends that had to pretty much, a lot of people did that too, liquidate everything. Oh, and I understand. Educated and still suffering. Again, you think I'm lucky to have that with my little empty pockets? You think most Americans right now working, even middle class? Now, some people doing quite well, they can hold on to it. Most can't. Let's see. I already sold, liquidated their portfolios. So, liquidating portfolios, people using their 401ks just to survive, and now down to the credit cards. One more time for the ones in the back. That's what I don't see that Americans have. What is it? Security and assistance. But look at this. Ukraine security assistance. But the taxpayers, from what I'm seeing collectively, maybe you guys have it. Where's the security? No job security, no housing security. We even have food insecurity. $6 billion. Make sure they get it, huh? Anybody want to make sure the Americans get security? Again, one more time for the ones in the back. What's going on? Americans are going into debt. Not to buy a second vehicle or a vehicle for the teen. Maybe they want a second home near the beach, a vacation home. Are you kidding? You know how rich people say, where do you enter? Hey, real quick. I don't know if I should say this. I'm going to say it. No, I better not. Anyway, let's just stick to the program. But they're going into debt to buy groceries on a credit card. You do know the credit. What are the odds when they buy these groceries on credit that they're paying down the balance each month? I mean, they could be. They could be, but I doubt it. What are the odds? Which means you're going to pay more for the food because of the interest. Yeah. 12%, 10%. Somebody might be paying for 14%. Heck, they got some people paying 20%. And don't forget, they were just saying last month about the banks. I believe it was like $5 billion. What's the number? $5 billion. And guess what? They just gave up on it. They gave up on collecting around $5 billion in credit card debt. If we're charging food now on credit, what's going to happen this Christmas? For many, it's going to be Christmas missed us. What's for Christmas? Food on the table. What's for Christmas? A roof over your head. What's for Christmas? Electricity, heat, air conditioning. That we're lucky to get that for Christmas. Going into debt to buy groceries. That's when you know it's a major problem. Going into debt to buy groceries. Again, we're making sure Ukraine has what? Security assistance. I'm just asking, where is the security assistance for the American people? I'm asking for a friend. Maybe somebody can tell me. And now, to hear this, I don't care what party affiliation. Look at this right here. Said before, a lot of them don't know about business. This with Kamala, the campaign. $20. I mean, $20. Wish $20 million in debt, a deficit. The staffers and the vendors. You don't think they need their money, especially a vendor? You've already put out money to get the job done. And if you're doing that, you hope to get paid, reimburse, pay back the expenses, overhead, and then maybe have, of course, a profit for yourself. Might not get that. So now if the vendors don't get paid, someone needs to do something. I don't give a darn what part it is. Someone needs to do something for the vendors to get. If they don't get paid, they might really be in a bunch. You know, they use like their credit cards too to get things going. You think? Someone has to do something. All this money, these big wigs need to come out. Gates, where you at? Hi, Oprah. I'm just saying. Beyonce, we're going to need some of these. Just my opinion. Can't tell you what to do on this small channel. Somebody needs to get information. These folks needs to get paid, and it's not for a vacation. Get information. Vendors and staff. What is going on with the country? Speaks volumes. So nobody knew to try to have some money earmarked for the payroll. I don't understand. Heaven forbid somebody come with the idea, and you can't say this because especially the peeps will get upset, black folks. Let's throw a forensic accountant in there because I'm hearing some things on the internet. I hope it's not true. Say it isn't so, but it won't be the first time. Say it's not so. Oh, you ain't got to put no forensic accountant on her. Forensic accountant. I know what that is. You ain't got to put that on her. You trying to find something. And you gonna manage the country and get us out of and turn the economy around. Oh my who what's going on? How this happen? But I guess somebody had a good time. Hey, they had Megan Thee Stallion, Bon Jovi. We got a baddie in the White House, y'all. We got a baddie. I was like, whose silly child is this? This young girl. I saw, we got a baddie in the White House, y'all. We got a baddie. And guess what? The all this in the White House, y'all. Guess what? Many American might was feeling like, hey, we got a baddie, but it's gonna turn into a saddie if these folks don't get paid. It's gonna turn into a saddie if the economy don't turn around. Charging groceries again. In closing, Ukraine security assistance. Those two words. That's my question. See, that's what a lot of Americans don't have: security. And where in the heck is the assistance? But hey, $6 billion. So they want to call him Sleepy Joe? Maybe when it comes to helping the little people, I'm just saying. But he seems pretty cognizant, though, when it comes to helping Ukraine. Seems pretty cognizant. So Zelensky sitting down across from Joey. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, it looks like the money might be coming. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Again, they call him Sleepy Joe. But on this issue, he seems to be pretty cognizant, though. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out.